What's up, y'all? It's your boy Tone from the Loc'd podcast, and we are back. Shaw, CG, and I have been gone for a few months, but we got something special to bless y'all with on this one. We talked for so long, we had to bust it down into two pieces. So without further ado, let's hop into part one of episode 9.
What it is, man. We back after the hiatus.
Man, it's been a couple months. You know, we got realized just like everybody else do. And a lot has been going on in the real world, as sure as everyone watching this knows. So, you know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But, you know, if the Loc'ds get back together, damn it, so can we. Just saying.
That was kind of like a double entendre.
Yeah, I like
double
that.
entendre though.
Get your locks reattached. All right, hold up, man. Now let's tackle it. Now let's tackle. What did y'all feel about niggas that go from having a crop top bush, you know, the little low bush, to a week later the nigga got dreads past his shoulders? Because this happened at work. I know, no bullshit. This really happened, and I didn't know how. I never talked to the nigga about it because I just didn't know how to go about it.
I mean, to each his own. I don't know. Honestly, I feel like whatever he decided to do, then that's on him. But me personally, I wouldn't do that. I just go through them stages. I mean, I've been growing mine for about 9 years now, almost 10. So it's like you're gonna go through the stage, but I mean some people can't wait. But
I don't respect it. I don't respect
it. Because it's low key cheating though.
That's cheating. Like you gotta go through when your shit, like, you know.
You gotta go through the trenches.
Shit right here.
Like the popcorns. Like you can't go swimming because it might come loose.
Yeah,
like you gotta sleep right. Like you gotta wrap yours up overnight. Like you don't have no choice. Like the longer it is, like at all of our stages, dog, like it's an option.
Niggas that do it, they always OC with it too. Like they don't get the like medium length joints. Them niggas go straight to full grown. I'll be Bob. I mean, I'll be like, bruh.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, everybody want that. It's that look. Like, don't nobody want the short ones. Don't nobody want the in between. They want the ones that hang. I mean, it's just an obtainable style, but how you can get it, like. But as far as you putting extensions and stuff, like,
I don't care if it is your hair. I don't care if you had locks and you cut them and you written.
Oh, so you talking about? Oh, so there was his and he put them back on.
That's what he said.
What they look like? Do they look? I don't know,
dog. That sounds super sus. Like, they be doing the lace fronts and the sew-ins and all this, all of it.
Nigga, I walked into work. They said that's Buddy. I'm like, I'm like, oh shit, that's the. I just act like everything was doing. Oh shit, what's up, bro? I just started talking about the day, dog.
You should have asked him. Like, hey man, like, how long did it take you to get that long?
Nah, because then he was because you know niggas think you being funny and shit. You know, joke time.
I just saw your ass on Tuesday. How long?
That nigga had the super grow.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I mean, it is more. You know, you see that more now than anything. It seems like it's more acceptable. I mean, I'm not saying we accept it, but you see people doing that all the time. It's just like I don't want to say nothing.
Yeah, people are just doing it way more often, and I see what makes matters worse is it's just whatever. You know what I mean? Like it don't matter what hairstyle it is. There's like a fake way to do it.
Yeah, nigga, I seen the nigga with the wave lace front the other day.
You see that with the headband? You see
the headband? Yeah.
That was crazy.
I mean, if you're in the club, it's dark. You can't get away with it.
Nigga, the club, Walmart. Like, nigga, if you ain't see me glue this bitch on, nigga.
Oh boy, that's silly.
I think there's a funny piece of it because you know how like as dudes, you know what I mean? Like, it's been acceptable for women for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And we've all had that Will Smith stuck in the basement sitting on a tricycle moment where maybe we've gone home with somebody and the next day that they didn't look the same way that we went home with them. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess what I'm saying is, how mad would a chick be if you woke up the next morning and be like, just peel it back.
Put my locks on.
I'm good. Damn. All right, I'm gonna get out of here.
Like, is that your dreads hanging up in your bathroom?
hey, but on some real shit though. I mean, on some real stuff though. I feel like if like a man was to do that, like he would get dragged because yeah, like you're not supposed to have that. But at the same time, I mean, if a female does it, and you already know it's expected, but still though, I don't want to buy that. She can attach your shit and put it on a nightstand, like
and put the little baby hairs in there with
we gonna have bro in the
ain't no
group chat anymore.
Lighting his ass up in the group chat, yo.
Oh boy.
Oh man, yeah, that would be awful. That would be terrible, dog. Like, inexcusable.
Yeah. That's just funny.
Turn me up.
Man, I just be trying to stay out the way, man.
Best way, out the way.
Man.
Well, that's all we can do, honestly, because so much has happened between the last time we talked and now. I mean, Buffalo, you know, I mean, you know, Uvalde, just like so much has happened. Your best play is to go sit down somewhere, because you can't count on what's gonna happen and when. You can't go shoot fireworks. You can't go to a parade. You can't go grocery store. You can't go pick your kids up from school. It's just certain stuff that like now has become associated with risky behavior because of what somebody else gonna do or might do or has a notion to do. And that in of itself, like, makes it kind of weird. You know, you have to second guess stuff that like you never had to second guess before.
Yeah, it's wicked out here. Like, I don't go to certain gas stations.
I don't go to certain locations because
for real, like,
hey, if you know where it's gonna be hot or at or around, like, I'm away. And I mean, just how this is random, but you know, Shaw, you know about this, how kind of prestigious Tyson's Corner is. You know, you had the rapper No Savage is out there telling me he won't crush his ops and stuff like at a mall that it's in one of the richest counties in America. Like, yeah, it's just weird because you wouldn't think something like that happened in that location, but it did. So something like that did happen there. Now people are like looking, you know, looking at that mall now, like it's like, oh wow. So yeah, I mean it's crazy, man. It's just been a lot of crazy things been happening, and that was just something random that I thought about that happened at a location that where you wouldn't think something would pop off like that. But,
yeah, like the last place that you would think, like, just think of like the most uppity place, bro.
Gucci,
what,
Louis stores, all that stuff. So,
but I mean, not to speak on no street shit, but you know, that's a long indebted beef that they got going on.
And I think the thing about it is, and I've been watching a lot of stuff, different, you know, videos on social, YouTube, whatever. And I'm gonna sound old when I say this. I'll tell you that right now. But it seems like now everybody wants to publicize who they got a problem with, where you can find me, come see me. Let's do it. And so with the public proposal comes a public meetup. Because why would I put this out here on public and then have you pull up at my crib or down the block at the park or something? So I think we're seeing the glorification of beef a little bit. Now, look, beef is beef. Handle it, don't enforce it, press it, whatever. But like, to include the rest of the world in your beef,
that's corny.
If you're going to beef right.
Corny.
But that's what it is nowadays. If it's not on the internet,
bad, be good at it. Yeah. I'm just saying, if you're gonna do bad, be good at it.
If it's not online, it ain't happen. So, you know, that's why I stay away from anything street related. I'm away from all. I don't want to hear about it. Yeah, y'all got it. Cause everything on camera, like
Right. That's true. But no, go ahead, shut my bad. Go ahead.
nah, everything is on camera. Like, say, like if you do something, they can track you from the place you did it at, watch you from that camera, get in your car, catch you on the red light camera and all the CCTV cameras. You drive all the way to your back to your, wherever you getting out at. Your neighbor got a ring camera, so your face right there. Like, nah, just yeah, just
And your cell phone was with you the whole time.
yeah, like, bro, it's
Yeah.
too much, bro.
So that's
But
why I
but
think
I
it's corny.
but I didn't do it. It wasn't me.
I say this, man. It's not enough people. Well, I put it like this. It's more people that's scary or that want attention that do stuff like that. Because people that's really in the streets, they not trying to locate or put on blast what they doing and who they op or whatever. It's street stuff. So we got rappers or just like these kids that's doing all this stuff for attention. Like it's corny and it looks like they don't have no kind of OG that's kind of telling like, yo, you ain't gotta put that on Front Street. If you really bought that life, like do it, but you ain't gotta broadcast it. So I mean, it's the times we live in, really. Everybody want to broadcast what they doing.
Let me ask y'all this, because we've talked about, you know, shootings on this show. We've talked about the weapons used in shootings before on this show. We've said on this show that we're all responsible, licensed, legal gun owners, right? So get that out of the way right now. You know, what do you think about some of the stuff that is not publicized, that is random beef, like really on-site beef, like a grip ago, maybe a couple weeks ago, a month ago, it was a shooting at a gas station in North Carolina. Homie pulled out a AR with a buffer tube and just started whipping, and it was two dudes back and forth from across the street. Like really, like apparently it was something on site. What are y'all thoughts about situations like that? Because beef was handled correctly in the terms that we know beef should be, but then dudes are slinging big bullets across the intersection towards a gas station and back.
I mean,
You can't say nothing about it. Like, uh, that's what it is, and that's like that. That's what I was saying about back to the whole shooting at the mall thing. Like, some stuff is just it's that's what it is. It's up, but yeah, I don't know, man. I don't like speaking on street shit, dog, because it's just it's too much, bro. And it's like, yeah,
We could never explain it because we weren't involved in it. So if it was on site, then it was on site. We don't know
yeah,
what it was
that's just
over,
there.
what involved.
That's what it ain't nothing stopping that.
yeah. Honestly, bro, I feel like this. Only thing I know on site is getting paid. So
That
all
part.
that other on site, yeah, you can mess with that. I'm not a tough guy. Nope.
Yeah,
But
you
try me
got it.
though.
You got it.
I'm
You
just,
got it. I don't
I'm
want
just,
no problems.
I'm just old, man. Leave me alone. I'll leave you alone.
Bro, these youngers is these youngers wicked.
I'm just old, dog.
I don't know why that was so funny. I'm old. Leave me alone, man.
Leave me
Please.
alone. Like, look, if you bother me, you could get your issue, but I didn't come out here to be bothered. So just leave me alone, man. Just leave me alone.
Bro, I be moving like old white man. If I see too many young niggas outside the store, I ain't going in that motherfucker.
Playing baby.
Yeah.
I don't want to say that, man. Anyway.
Boy.
Oh my gosh.
Hey,
Just to switch another topic. What's y'all? I mean, I know we're all men, and it's kind of a hard take for us to have a word on it, but it is a
I
topic.
know where this is going. I know where this is going.
Like how do y'all feel about the new abortion law, and why do you think certain things was pushed through?
We being serious?
Yeah, I'm being serious.
I think it's fucked up, quite honestly. Like I talked to quite a few people that day, the day it happened, and had some really deep, honest conversations with some people the day that it happened. And on the face of it, it's wrong. You're overturning something that was already on the books. Don't get me started into the politics that kind of stacked the courts. to get us to this point. That whole ripple effect, like we talk about with economics and everything else. Don't get me started on that, because judges were put in place that will go along with that agenda. Like that was part of the thing when they were voted, and nobody thought it was a big deal. They were like, "Oh no, just get them in there. No, it's fine. It's cool. It's fine." Compared to how other administrations were allowed to nominate and put judges up for preference. So that on that for one. For two, it's just terrible because you and your physician know what's right for your body more than anybody. So if you are having an at-risk pregnancy, if you are in danger of having an ectopic pregnancy, if you suffer from any condition that we all know that women suffers from, PTO or PCOS or anything, now I can't even do what is most healthy for me and my body to survive this pregnancy that something has gone tragically wrong with. And it happens more common than you would think. So I think that on one, and then on two, the same people that help push this agenda forward are the same people that don't want social programming and help and different resources to be available for young, underfunded people with children. So how can you be against helping people who may not have the age, the resources, or the finances, what have you, to support their children, but you're the same people forcing people to have children that you are just completely against resources for the underprivileged babies? Like, once the babies get here, you on your own.
But why do you think?
I mean, I can't say why. I can just always say what the stance has always seemed to be. I think there's always been a stance as it's a woman's fault if she gets pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a bit of like high ground, like moral, dare I say, Christian conservative, like high horse sitting on a lot of that. Because how dare you? How could you allow yourself? Why would you? Type business. And then I think for people of certain communities, perception became reality without being the norm. So I think it could be viewed by some as a way to disadvantage and further disenfranchise young Black poor people in this country, because that seems to be the stigma anyway. It's like, oh no, they just have babies and they be getting abortions, and you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's the stigma. I'm not saying it's true by any stretch of the imagination, and I'm not going to name 5 people that think that way, but based on what we've seen to be true through action in this country, you can't tell me, we want to deny resources for some so that they continue to have fewer, regardless of the cost to the whole. Pregnancy's pregnancy, teen pregnancy's teen pregnancy. People have been having sex since people been around. So I just feel like if you either medically, socially, financially, or just emotionally and age-wise, experience-wise, take away the right for somebody to make a fundamental decision about their life, that's never going to be a good thing. That's never going to be a good thing, bro.
Right.
I don't even see no argument for the other way. Like how, like force, like, oh man, that shit is nasty. And then the black judge that they got up there, him being one of the main proponents of this shit. Like, if they'll take away women's rights, they'll take away rights from Black people, man. And
it's all about getting their palms greased. So it's not about being moral or ethical. It's just about getting your palms, with some money in them.
Well, the one interesting part, and Shaw, you raised a good point, referencing Clarence Thomas, the Black judge, the Black Republican judge who is on the Supreme Court, whose wife happens to be Jenny Thomas, who has a certain role in January 6th. There's been a lot written about that. If you didn't know that, go Google that. Look at that. In the same set of laws of Roe v. Wade, or in that same package, that same neighborhood, right? Interracial marriage is also on that docket. Like it's one of the things that could stand to be reopened. Voter rights, the ability to vote. I mean, undoing one law that was on the books sets a slippery slope over precedent. So let's just go back and look at some stuff and see if we agree with it now more than we agreed with it when it was put into law in the first place. Like, we are seeing selective revision of laws that have been lost. Like,
it's the times we live in, man.
yeah. Oh, and to the point of the interracial marriage thing and the Claire Thomas and his wife is a Caucasian woman, so that's was kind of the thing about that. You'll open some stuff, but you won't. You ain't gonna open nothing that's gonna disadvantage you.
Women.
That part. I mean, I'm not saying nothing bad about nobody. These are just the facts as they stand. It looks real specific. It looks real specific. It looks real intentional. You know, is what I would say.
But yeah, kind of get away from that a little bit. I know me and Tone kind of laughed at this a little bit over text. Have you guys seen the Summer League championship rings? They don't look that bad, but I mean, but they fire, but understand it's the Summer League, like.
Yeah, I know. You get a ring and still don't get a contract.
Right. So it's like, bro, we won a Summer League, but you was cut. Like, damn.
That's the best rationale for not having a ring that I've ever heard. Like, you can win a ring and not get a contract.
You're gonna sell that ring in a month.
You'll realize that shit is plated.
Yeah, that shit. On fucking eBay.
Hey, what did I say? What was saying, Tone? That Melo and CP3 they gonna play Summer League. They gonna be like,
y'all niggas is disrespectful.
I said the same thing to him. I was like, yo, it's not funny
That's
though,
so
but
disrespectful, yo.
And Melo my dude, man, but still.
It's just like the most like unmeaningful participation trophy. Like small children, yeah, I played this year. You know, you might have batted 500, you might have batted 2, period. Like you know what I mean? Like you might have been in the back picking dandelions in the outfield, but you got your little trophy that said I played. Like you got the little Batman up. You know?
Yeah, they could have kept that, man. They could have kept
that. Yeah. They give kids little league rings. They give high school. Like high school is where, like from high school to college, that's the range of rings that like are meaningful. I won something rings, right? From college, then you have like the upper echelons. Now look, and y'all play ball. Y'all could speak to this. You win a bowl game, you get a ring. You know what I'm saying? Like cool stuff like that.
No. I can't even fake. I ain't even gonna fake. You could lose a bowl game and get a ring.
That's true. You can lose and get a bowl. Yeah, you can.
I lost a lot of bowl games and I got a lot of rings.
Wow.
I won 2 bowl. We win 2 bowl games. No. Yeah, 2 bowl games.
We lost. When I was there, we lost 2 or 3 of them. Yeah, we lost 3 of them.
Y'all lost all of them because we won the first one.
Yeah.
We got rings for all of them.
So imagine that.
Honestly, bowl games as a whole is a participation trophy.
Yeah, it is.
If you really think about it, you win 6 games.
You're not playing for the
games. Yeah, you win 6 games, everybody goes on vacation. That's all it is. Well,
yeah, I feel you. I'm picking up what you're putting down. So let me ask you this. Is the Summer League ring the equivalent to a lost bowl game ring or a won bowl game ring or either? Like, is it about the same thing? When you put it like that, when you say that a bowl game is basically like, hey, I was there. I did it. Like, we won, we lost, but we made it. Is it about the same?
To me, it's the same. Winning a Summer League championship ring is the same as like losing a bowl game and getting a ring, because at the end of the day, nobody cares. Because, who wins Summer League? They're going to win the championship. Nah. So that's just me. It doesn't have much meaning. They could have gave him more money instead.
Don't nobody care about who won the Potato Bowl.
Facts. Yeah.
No, I mean, you're not wrong. Speaking of the Summer League, right? Because another reason that a ring shouldn't even exist for that is because you're not playing against everybody's best talent, right? You're playing against guys that may not get a contract. They'll like Shaw said, they'll hawk that ring. He gonna sell that ring. What are your thoughts so far on seeing some of the emerging cats that we've seen? If y'all been watching any of the Summer League so far, I've just caught bits and pieces.
Chet Holmgren?
He's a
Yeah.
bucket.
Honestly,
From Gonzaga.
yeah, he's a walking bucket. Yeah, like honestly, I didn't think that he could probably transition, but what I've seen so far, like that whole step back with the knee in the air, like Dirk, but he's athletic like KD, like we was talking about. Like honestly, I'm very interested to see what he's gonna do because he can play in perimeter and he can get in the paint, but I don't think he's gonna make a lot of money in the paint just yet because he got to put a little bit more muscle on.
I think he'll get played off the court a lot.
Yeah,
You got to think about who he's going to be guarding.
that's true.
Yeah, he's a defensive.
They may try to hide him though.
You can't hide big men.
He's had blocks. He's had blocks.
You can hide point guards. You can hide point guards. You can't hide no 7'2". You can't hide no 7'2" guy.
Why can't you?
I think he's a run off
because
the edge.
if you hide him, you can't hide him on the perimeter because he's gonna get ran by. And if you hide him hide him in the paint.
But remember, you got matchups though. Like they may not have him play perimeter on one. They may he's gonna have to play it regardless. But
he's got
matchup that what I'm saying.
He's got range.
Like he's not like KD in a sense, right? KD can play on the wing. I'm just giving it a like KD can play on the wing. That kid, I don't think he can play on the wing. He's a shot blocker, like no doubt about it. He's a weak side shot blocker.
I've never seen KD taken seriously as a defender, though. Nobody.
Nah, he has. He has since he went to Golden State. He really went up. But the fact that KD can play on the perimeter is different.
Yeah,
y'all not. I mean, KD. Listen, man. Listen, man.
Sean, stupid. Y'all go just to KD. Nah, like honestly, like it's no comparison, but it's just almost like his potential. He can, but right now, like he gonna have to take a lot of ass whoopings before he understands the name of the game. But I feel like he will learn how to adapt. I mean, understand where he is right now, and look at every player that came into the league that wasn't a defensive player that was probably rangy. Like look at Antetokounmpo. He wasn't looked at as defense, but it was more like
he was so athletic, bro. You could just tell what type
of
defensive player he was going to be. They don't make people like Giannis, bro. That nigga's a freak.
Hence the name.
Freaky Ricky, baby.
Freaky. What's that dance we doing?
Freaky Ricky.
No, I think he'll be just fine. I think the projections could be a little high. It could be a little bit of a pressure situation because the face of the league, as we've seen, it just depends on who's hot each year. Like you have a good year, like you're one of the faces of the league. Like Anthony Edwards, I wouldn't consider like one of the face of the league type guys, even though he's had a hot ass year.
That's that boy right
more
there.
Of like the next face of the league. You see what I'm saying?
Kermit, bro.
Who they put out front. Who have you heard more about this offseason?
Then Ja, I mean, he went deeper in the playoffs. He's been in the league longer.
Anthony Edwards. I'm just saying.
I like his name is Kermit.
Both of them too.
All I'm saying is it's too soon to anoint Chet as one of the next.
Anthony Edwards.
That's what I'm saying.
You didn't see you didn't see Hustle on Netflix?
Yeah. I like that.
His name is Kermit. Yeah.
I'm just saying it'll be interesting to see what Chet does.
Yeah,
he looks like he's got game, but
I like where the league is at right now. I like where the league is at right now because like it's like all the young boys is taking over now too. Like the LeBrons and all them is they transitioning out the way. So now it's like who's next? I like that.
Well, it's like you need a solid 5 these days. You need a solid 5, if not 8. Because
now you need a bench. You need at least 2 off the bench because if you ain't got no bench, you're not gonna compete.
Think about how many guys came off the bench when we were kids that could not like even make a tryout in today's league. You know what I mean? Like just think about how many dudes like Luke Longley, Will Perdue, and this is off the Bulls squad when they had dogs. So like think about how many like less known folks that like were NBA dudes that could say, yeah, I played 8 years in the league. it's a different league now. Like you need depth.
It's more
Playable legs
athleticism
up and
now.
down the floor. Yeah.
More skill, just skill in general. I think
more skill. Yeah, because look, somebody was saying there's like it's no way that Bob Cousy will even make the team, the JV team of any like college team now.
No,
and honestly, it ain't no way. Bob Cousy, heck no. Honestly, like nah.
Here's my problem with historical comparisons like that, right? Here's my problem with it. Not to say that you're wrong. He was doing stuff that nobody had seen done in the time that he played. So you've got to give him the mental capability to be like, okay, how do I fit in this game?
Yeah,
I'll figure something out. You know what I mean? Like if it goes back to a half court slow down big man offense, and that seems to be the trend for 10 or 15 years, people will look at Steve Nash and say the same thing. He would make it in today's game.
Wait. So then I ask you, would you choose Bob Cousy, Steve Nash? We'll throw another random one in there, and we'll say like Pistol Pete Maravich, and then we'll go with
Jay Will.
Okay, Jay Will. You talking about Jason Williams, the one with the motorcycle incident?
White chocolate.
Okay.
We talking basically to this point. It's been white with style.
So which one? And like you only got to choose 3, and you can't, and you got to kick one out. Who would you kick out?
Cousy.
Pistol Pete. Hell yeah, exactly. Because Pistol Pete can.
Well, I'm taking Pistol.
He can play in today's game.
Okay, look, Pistol could play in today's game, but Cousy and Pistol Pete didn't play in the same game. Like.
True, but
Pistol Pete is an extension of Cousy. So you can't discredit Cousy. If you put Cousy out here and said, give me buckets today.
Man, that shit get like they look.
But no, here's what I'm saying.
Slapped.
Give your man's a way to figure the game out. It's not to say he couldn't play today's game. He didn't have to play today's game when he was already outpacing the game they were currently playing.
So, I got one for you. Giannis or Shaq?
He might get drilled.
Giannis or Shaq?
Shaq. Hey, Shaq, bro, Shaq. Because Giannis ain't doing to Shaq what Shaq would do to Giannis. Come on, like, dude, if you go and look at highlights, like you know that Giannis is more athletic.
It's just going one way.
So it's like Giannis is more athletic, but more dominant. Like, come on now.
But Shaq was athletic. Could run the floor early in the
young Shaq.
Young Shaq.
We ain't seen 30-something-year-old Giannis.
What?
I think Giannis will give Shaq. I think Giannis will give Shaq real problems.
He'd get him in foul trouble.
Are you talking about free throw shooting? Or are you talking about like?
No, I think he's giving him problems. If
up and under,
if Giannis was on that Sixers team with AI, I think they beat them in 6.
They would have won. Yeah, Dikembe was
because Dikembe was getting and they was just
and Todd McCullough wasn't checking nobody. like
Giannis strong as shit, Jan.
Yo, Miss, just how you look. See, look. That's what y'all Negroes do. See, when we start talking about the white man, Bob Cousy, he can't be dethroned. The second we start talking about Shaq, another black man. Like,
but they low key in the same type of era. Like,
I'm playing.
I'm over here thinking of old point guards and shit. I'm like, okay, we'll put Nate Tiny Archibald in there then.
I was gonna say him.
I was about to throw so many point guards. Like, I go, wait a minute. No, don't do it.
Hey,
that's what they do on TV. They just be saying.
Hey, because you gotta keep it rolling somehow. But definitely, man. I mean. I feel like everybody should be respected for the era, but when you try to put players in certain eras,
certain dudes are just better ball players than other.
I tell you this, Bill Russell could probably play today.
So could Kareem.
So
Kareem
could
would have
Will.
a field day.
So could Oscar Robertson. Like there's dudes that could play. So like you gotta understand, like Cousy, like he was good, but it's almost like
he was playing in.
Scottie Pippen.
That's all I could say.
Scottie Pippen. Where do we put him?
He needs more offense for today's game.
Because I ain't gonna lie, I watched on YouTube that Bulls and Pacers series, yeah.
No,
He too small for today's game too.
I don't even think so. Scotty's like 6'7".
Bro, he's 6'7", like he was like 6'7", like 205.
Scotty couldn't play with these boys.
Nah.
If Scotty couldn't, then Chuck couldn't.
I think
Chuck and PJ.
Nah, because
Chuck and PJ
was Draymond Green. Chuck is Draymond Green.
Chuck, PJ, and Draymond Green are like of the same like circle.
Yeah, Chuck is Draymond Green. I think Chuck could play. Scottie Pippen, I don't believe he could play in today's game. Nah. I mean, he could play, but I don't think he would be a starter. He wouldn't start.
Could Grant Hill play in today's game?
Oh yeah. Oh hell
yes. Grant Hill.
Hey, Grant Hill. Yes. Grant Hill was Jordan before Jordan was Jordan. Does that make sense? No.
Yeah, I see what
you're saying. No.
I see what
so
Jordan had already won stuff.
But you know, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying like if Grant Hill would never got hurt, then he would have probably either. It's like everybody
higher. He would have had a higher.
Everybody that would have surpassed Michael got hurt. Penny, Grant Hill. For the most, I mean, not necessarily past him, but been in that conversation a little more.
Everybody he was compared to.
Yes. Kobe would have murdered everybody. Let's be fair about that because they're the same age. They're in the same range. But I see what you're saying. Kobe would have it still would have been they still wouldn't have been premier because Kobe would have had fun. Like if Penny would have been healthy and Grant would have been healthy at the guard spot, the 2 guard spot, the off guard. I mean, it would have been some wars. You know, I mean, you throw.
I think Kobe's game, the way Kobe's game aged is what separated him from them dudes.
Yeah, because he got a shot and fade away.
Kobe's the way his game aged was just crazy because he went from just being like I'm a dunk on everybody to all right now his footwork is elite. Like his game just aged like oh my goodness.
Hakeem the Dream.
There's only one other player I can say that's game aged similarly. I'll say that. He wore number 23. Like fuck it. Like you feel me? Like to be pro.
Nah, Jordan.
Yeah, Mike. Prolonged
game aged gracefully too now.
Oh, yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like I'm saying the way Michael's game aged gracefully is the reason why Kobe's game aged so gracefully. He had something to look at.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the jumper came in, the turnaround fader. Like both of them, like I mean, Kobe played longer than Mike. You know, we'll give him that. But I would be curious if it was year 5, year 6, that was he started beating you with that instead of going to the back on you every time. Melo played kind of the same way. You know what I mean? Melo used to get to their cup on you. Now he's like jumpers exclusively and a layup if I get a layup.
See, but I feel like Melo's game has always been mid-rangey. You know what I'm saying? That's always been like Melo's game has always been like quick. He could get to the cup, but his mid-range, that's where he made his bread.
Well, he's big enough to post and still be effective. But he's a problem on that elbow. He's a mismatch on that elbow. He's a mismatch on that elbow.
Yeah.
You can't put a 2 guard on him on that elbow. Like fair. I'll say that's fair. Man, what do y'all think about the NFL offseason at all, man? Like it's a lot. You know, Lamar Jackson swole now. You know, Baker's a Panther. We don't know where Cam Newton's gonna be. Deshaun Watson may not take a snap for them cats this year.
What's receiver name? Is it Robbie Anderson? He said a minute ago, he was like, somebody asked him, you know, talks about
could Baker play on that team? Yeah, could
like, Baker play? No. And now that's gonna be awkward because guess what? Guess who throwing him the ball?
But I love how he flipped it. I don't know if y'all seen it. He got a joint coming out, but they was asked him about that. I love how he flipped it. He said, "I was protecting my quarterback." I love how he flipped that.
That's my quarterback.
Hey,
my quarterback. That's
y'all sticking up for Sam.
Well played.
But did he say it with a smirk on his face, or did he say it with like?
Nah, he said that shit straight. He said that shit straight face.
He practiced that shit 5 times.
He did.
Yeah. You know they're gonna ask that.
Oh yeah, that's question 1.
Damn.
Plus, you know, this man gotta get you the ball for you to be successful now too. So
that's true. So whoever is in charge of his media spun that perfect.
That's the best thing they could have did.
But to switch it up a little bit, as far as with Deshaun Watson, doesn't he get guaranteed money up to? I forget how much is guaranteed, but still,
his contract, that 231 contract really don't kick in till next season. I think this season they only really on the hook for him for like 1.5 something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they ain't losing shit. That's chump change to them.
Yeah, I think what's interesting about that case is the roles that like both of the organizations played in it. I mean, clearly enough has been said about Deshaun Watson and questionable things, and he did this and he did that. It may be true, may not. I don't know, but it don't look good because if you were the Texans and you knew he was over here messing around, you've had to get him out of a situation or whatever. You continue to support him. You don't sit him down. You don't check him. And then for the Browns to go after a quarterback who's under fire, under media scrutiny, right? Sign him, create a whole kerfuffle in their front office with who's the guy, and now you can't commit to him?
Either the Browns are really stupid or they really smart and we don't know something that they know.
Fair.
I think somewhere in between.
Or maybe they just feel like, well,
if he can't play, at least we got him whenever he can play.
Right. We need a quarterback. So who's the backup if he can't play this season?
Jacoby Brissett, baby.
Oh, for real? Okay. Yep. All right. Yeah. So all right. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jacoby Brissett.
I like that.
He reminds me of Geno on the low end with left witch potential.
You talking about
Brissett?
Yeah.
Yeah. The similar body type as Geno, similar throwing motion. You know how to spread it. You know how to read the field. You know, all that stuff. But like Byron Leftwich could do all of that, scramble for a couple, was tough enough to have somebody hanging off his hip, still complete the pass, and by the way, could run the hell out of the 2 minute. I think if he's given the right tools and the right investment behind him, he could be something up there. He ain't no Deshaun. But hey. he ain't no Deshaun, but Aaron Rodgers wasn't no Brett Favre either.
Got the job done. Do you think Odell going back
to the league?
I would hope so.
No.
Talking about to the league.
Do you think Odell is going to go back to the Browns?
Oh no, God, no.
I gotta ask. You never know. You know something? Never thought of that. Because they got Deshaun Watson. So
yeah, they got Deshaun Watson, but I'm in LA.
Yeah, he got to take a pay cut.
I just don't want to ring with these people, dog. I want, and I'm actually.
Why do you think Von Miller left? Because he got a bigger bag, and it's like I'm going there.
Von Miller and Odell, two different type of cats, though.
They are, but they both come off of a thing.
Like Von Miller was like happy in Denver, right? Let's like think about
everything you wanted for the team.
Odell came into the league and went straight to New York, right? Huge market, huge visibility. You know what I'm saying? He was the man out there. Odell became so big off of the field in New York. Then they move him to Cleveland, and it's like, all right, damn, I can't really move around and shake how I want to shake. Then he goes to LA. Nah, he ain't leaving no LA to go back to no Cleveland.
If they give him enough money.
They gotta really back the truck up. You got to back the truck up for him to come out there, and they're not going to do that for him.
I would say you've made your career, the better part of your career, making aging, semi-mediocre, slightly above average quarterbacks look good to make your money. And you finally with a cat that can throw that thing and will find you in the open field. And they got a scheme. It's not just you out here, so you can't double me every single play. Oh, yeah, and our O-line is deep, and we just won one. Man, Odell Beckham Jr. is in the David Carr position of wide receivers. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Supremely talented. Can get the job done for you. Can do everything you ask him to do. Can you protect him? Can you put people around him to where he doesn't have to be, to quote John Wall, Batman every night? think about it. Who they wasn't deep in New York, and Eli couldn't throw that ball 20 yards to the end. That's part of the reason he left. Wouldn't take a deep shot. Baker Mayfield consistently missed this man when he was open to the point where Odell's father had to point it out. You've got a hungry quarterback. You got a hungry, athletic quarterback, semi-athletic quarterback with a strong arm in Matt Stafford, who's been hungry to win for 12 years. And you've got a wide receiver who's been hailed as the next everything, but ain't been the next none of it to the potential that they put on this boy. It's put on this player. So, yeah, I finally got a good situation and a quarterback that'll throw that thing in the air and I could just run up under it. The question is, does Odell keep his speed at his age with multiple knee injuries? If he can keep his speed, ain't no reason to leave LA.
Damn, bro, we old, yo. Everybody we came up watching, it's over with.
Hush your mouth. We ain't no olds.
Deion's kids are in college. Deion's younger kids are in college.
Mm-hmm. What you think about them? Oh yeah, now let's talk. Yeah,
I think the quarterback was what's the quarterback's name? Shadur. I think he may get a look, but I can see him playing in the CFL. That's just me. And I can see his other son that played corner safety. What's his name?
Shiloh.
Yeah, Shiloh. I can see Shiloh playing in the NFL because he's aggressive and he has. I know you're not gonna probably agree on this, but he has markability, and he play. To me, I feel he can play within the scheme.
Mm-hmm. Only reason I don't judge Shador yet is because he's not behind an offensive line to where I feel like he could showcase a lot. But a lot of stuff I see him do, like with the play breaking down, the pocket breaking down, is like elite, bro. Like some of the shit that he do get off is like crazy.
I think he has good. I think he has good vision and great ability. It's just the decision making. He throws some balls that he shouldn't on a rollout in the coverage, hoping to pull it off. But that's being a young quarterback. You can't. That's being a young quarterback.
People are always going to say, but look at the competition level. Is he playing against good enough talent? What is he going to do against? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I would look at it like this. I wouldn't even worry about the talent because these kids are talented and probably could have gone and played against higher competition. So, if he works for you, if he meets the measurables, give him a shot. What I would say is, as much as the social media marketability helps them, as an NFL GM, I don't want to see kids begging their fathers for Corvettes.
No, that's a joke, though.
I mean, it is, but what's perception? What's reality?
How long do you expect this man to work out?
Yeah,
CG, you train elite athletes. How long is a session?
Hour.
Oh, okay.
Max hour.
Hour max. You do your recovery stuff. That's another hour. You watch some film. That's another hours. So now we at 3.5 hours out of 24 hours in a day. Like, what you want them to do after you finish that? Go be a secluse. I think they're gonna be used. I think they're gonna be used to being in the public eye, so you know how to move.
Are they the Kardashians of football?
Say that again.
Are they the Kardashians of football?
No, man, because they actually have substance. I mean, even though they be playing around.
Are they the most famous non-professional players in football?
No. Well, yeah,
Archie Manning is.
Go ahead, Tone. The Manning family.
No. Okay, here's what I'm saying. Arch, they wanted to know where he was going. He was a recruiting case. He's going where he's going. Is he a well-known name? Yeah. I don't know this. I will look this up. I will put this in on the edit. We will look up Arch Manning's followers and the Sanders boys' followers, and we'll see who's more famous, who is not a professional.
But
are they the most highly visible people who are not playing professional football?
We're in the NIL landscape. I feel like that's on purpose. I feel like they're visible on purpose. We're in the NIL landscape, and these are the only kids with NIL deals that I see on shit.
So
Deion
it's a
Sanders
reason
got a
for it.
Gatorade deal, and he's in a Gatorade commercial.
That's
The rest of these niggas getting paid by Joe Schmo Coffee.
That's what I hadn't taken that into account. I hadn't taken that into account.
Get your money
very
while
good
you
point.
can, because down the
Yeah.
road ain't guaranteed. So get that thing while you can.
Get that thing now.
Money.
Yeah, really
Hey, that song. Hey, that song. His son got cranked too.
Do
You
it.
gotta
I
put
ain't
that
heard
in.
it. I just see. I'm gonna have to put it in here because I ain't heard it.
I think it maybe just grew on me because he puts it on every video that ever. But
Must be
hey, what you think they gonna do? Hey, so if Jackson State loses the game, is the season a failure?
No.
Nah, but they got win the championship though.
I
think if they lose, it's a failure.
No, they're
Nah,
not,
man,
they're not that talented top to bottom to put that type of.
I think
you got to remember one loss, but what they win? They lose one game but win the championship. What is the SWAC championship?
Yeah, last year they lost, right? Like they
got
2 or 3.
They didn't just lose. They got
burned down the
blasted.
celebration.
They got blasted. But
in
what I'm
Atlanta.
saying is through the season, right? They lost what, like 3 games, 2 games?
No, they ain't lose.
They ain't lose.
They lost one game. They lost to Louisiana Monroe.
So they lost 1 game in the regular season and then lost the title game.
But the 1 game they lost was to an FBS school.
So you gotta win the title. Take an L here or there. Win the title. Show everybody you for real. Show everybody you the best in the league you play in. That's all you can't beat. Look, you can't win the NCAA title. You can't. You have to play the schedule in front of you, right?
They can go to the D1AA tournament though.
Whoop you too. Like run it. I mean, depends on who's there. Like
then they get smoked in that jump.
Well,
must be the money.
You think they get smoked? You think they get smoked in that playoffs?
I don't think they have the front 7 to compete.
Yeah, I feel like all they recruited 7-on-7 players. Like I feel like
understand, like in the trenches, that front 7 is gonna be the money.
Yeah. That's how you
quarterbacks. He gonna be running for his life, throwing that thing to Travis Hunter and pick. Must be the money.
Yeah. Okay. How much of a difference do you think Travis Hunter's going to make on this squad? You know, I mean, he had, he had elite D1 talent, has elite D1 talent. It's going, how much of a difference maker do you think he's going to make for that team? And if we're talking about the level of competition, is he going to make these kids look silly?
Yep.
Or is it going to be dependent on, down and distance, so to speak?
Nah, I feel like where they're gonna put him at, he gonna highlight tape, because the thing is, wherever he went, but obviously going to Jackson State, but wherever he went, like he gonna be who he gonna be. Yeah, like you can just see what he play. Right.
I seen clips of that dude in practice, and I said, "Oh my!" Like he was doing shit. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Cooking him.
Oh my god! What y'all think about all these rappers going to jail?
It's a conspiracy. Nah, I mean,
a CON conspiracy.
I don't know. Yeah, like what I mean. You come from something, you get there, and then next thing you know, you trick it off. However you do it. I don't know. What's your take on it, Shaw?
I think people are a little harsh on these guys, man.
But then again, you remember they look through a microscope. You can't do nothing wrong, even if somebody that works at the post office. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
that's what I'm saying. That's why I think people are harsh on them, like calling them stupid and da da da. Like, all right, yeah, but
if you never been in a man's shoes, it's kind of hard to judge them.
Yeah,
you can have an opinion, but circumstances are different when they at your front door. That's the thing. Like, you can say all you want, man. Just like they say, common sense is common. Common sense ain't common, and both of y'all know.
And if you investigate me for the past 10 years, what you found?
I think what comes to mind is getting indictments isn't hard. You know, people say all the time you can indict a ham sandwich. So, like Shaw said, like if you look back at the last 10 years of my anything financial transactions, well, if you cash app somebody $30 for a haircut, how could I prove it was for a haircut?
Right.
Like how? Okay, basically the RICO, you know, is a racketeering organized crime statute. It basically is contingent on the fact that you were conspiring, right? It's a conspiracy. It's a big conspiracy charge. How can I prove I wasn't conspiring with somebody?
Through conversations off of your cell phone.
That's the biggest thing.
Like there's no, I don't have anything to prove. If you looked at, oh well, you know CG, you know Shaw, y'all talk, y'all be hanging out. How do I know that? Woo. Like people could connect whatever dots they feel like connecting. How can I disprove those dots? I can't
have a good lawyer.
Yeah, I mean, and they're still inside now too. Ain't nobody come home. So I think there may be where there's smoke, there may be fire, but how can I say I wasn't doing something when y'all say, well, look at what he did. He was it looks like he was doing this. And then I think bringing lyrics into play.
That's cold-blooded.
That's nasty.
I feel like that's just terrible.
Did y'all see the way the prosecutor was reading? Y'all see the way the prosecutor read the lyrics out? That shit was hilarious. It's not funny. It's not funny. But when you think about just a white man just reading like a rap song,
yeah, you said you were gonna suck it, and then go ahead.
He said, Judge, he wrote in a song, "Take this shit to motherfucking trial." Fuck the judge. You see, he's disrespecting you, Judge. I say, oh, this nigga is
that's low, because I know what song that is too.
Yeah.
Dang.
And the thing about it is, you know, if I was the defense attorney, I would be throwing the house at every lyric you could mention. Right? I would absolutely. Well, no, not even. Look, okay, freedom of speech. Yeah, anybody could say freedom of speech, but I would be looking at, would you know that this is potentially a reference to another song that was made, and he was referencing that song. This is not necessarily his own brand new independent thought up lyric. Like, this is a homage. This is a tossback to something that already existed. This is why art and life should be separated, Your Honor. Like, bro, I would be everything you had something to say for. It will be a cultural sticking point, a piece of cultural relevance, some sort of something that this is tied to outside of my client.
Right. Saying,
fuck you, Your Honor. All you hoes and all you better take your shit to motherfucking trap.
Hey.
Take this in the fucking trap.